in many cases you have invest pre-revenue, maybe in some cases, small or medium revenue, but just some common mistakes. And I just wanted to get your reaction to a couple of things that I jotted down here. One, I'll give you three, and then you can either tell me if these seem right or if these seem kind of not what you've seen. So the first is product margin being too low, just not high enough. The second is marketing investment, performance marketing being too high. And the third is the requisite of actually understanding the numbers to know when you can scale your team, and understanding kind of the revenue that a business needs to be at before a business scales. Talking to several friends, those were a couple of themes that I got, and ahead of this, I wanted to kind of prep those questions to see if that's in line with what you've seen as you've invested, or just give me your take there.
Yeah, I think the first two are really critical, even at our stage of investing, right? So the margins are something that we are very keen to have a clear view on, and that's why we like to see the sort of first batch of products ready, so we can get a sense of what the the gross margins at the product level are going to be like. And then of course we can having a view on the price point helps you understand the good stuff, like what's the average order value, and therefore what's going to be the cost of logistics, and therefore ultimately what's going to be your net margins, right? So that certainly resonates with us as well. The second point around marketing is a challenge which I believe continues across the life cycle of the brand. I think digital marketing, especially whether it's on Amazon, which is the kind of stuff that folks like Guru try and optimize, or whether you're sort of advertising on search, which is Google, or the Meta kind of social universe is just becoming more and more expensive. And with Apple bringing in the privacy laws, etc., all those things are disrupting CACs across. So I think that's a challenge, and that is where at some level there are a few things which help us take a view on whether it's going to be a very large challenge which can't be overcome, or it's something that the team can sort of work towards. So there, the competitive intensity in the category is always a good indicator of how bad the CACs or the ROAS is going to get. So we're fairly focused on that. The one thing I wanted to mention here is that there's still so many categories which are low hanging fruit, right? Very large, as Guru mentioned, but there's just no one who's got a digital presence. I mean, just a couple of months ago, to share with you guys, we invested in India's first oral care D2C brand. Oral care is like $2 or $3 billion. There's absolutely no digital brand, and we've got plenty of those in the US, which is which are bringing in innovation on the product side, talking to consumers, engaging in innovation. India, nothing's happened. So we're still with Colgate and Crest and the usual plastic toothbrushes and all of that. So India's got a third lens, which tends to be a failure indicator of failure, which is a category which is sort of a red ocean. So sometimes you see a lot of success in certain brands breaking out in a specific category, and you think, hey, that's a great category, but you could be 2 years or 3 years too late to it because it's become too competitive by the time your brand is scaling. Great so point. That's a new lens where you still have in India plenty of categories where there are huge white spaces,